Let's call the meeting to order.
What?
If you would call the roll, please.
Kate Vargo.
Here.
Dan Delahunt.
Here.
John Fight.
Here.
Blake Harris. Greg Peugeot.
Here.
William Siemens.
Okay, we have the minutes from the March 27th meeting. Everybody had a chance to read them, and
Yes, I'd make a motion to approve the minutes.
I'll second that motion.
okay, there was a couple spelling mistakes, but other than those.
Do you know where at? I don't know.
On item 2, it starts with Chair Fike. You got my name spelled wrong.
Oh,
You spell it right everywhere else, but just on the first one.
Spelled
So other than that,
Two other people also missed that.
once your own
Fairness to
name is
Quinn.
a little easier to pick up, so.
anywhere else?
I didn't see anyplace else, or if I did, I missed it, so. Let's see, all those in favor of approving the minutes, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Minutes are approved. This is an adjudication hearing, so people need to be sworn in, but I will tell you to start with, a normal group here is 5. We have 3, so we have enough for a quorum, except for the first item, which is an item that was tabled from last time because one of our members here can't vote on it. So we're going to move number 4, or 4A, which is Market Street, down to the bottom until we've got one more member who's supposed to come. So we're just letting you know, because we're going to be out of order. Don't be too upset. We hope that he shows up. He said he worked till 4 and he would get here right after that, so. So anyway, as an adjudication to speak, you need to be sworn in, so anybody that's going to speak, raise your right hand, repeat. I promise to tell the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God. I do. You are sworn in. When it's your turn to speak, I need you to come to the mic, give us your name, your address, and then you can give your testimony. Okay, the first item is 518 Pearl Street. An application was submitted by Mike Ostenheimer for property he owns at 418 Pearl Street for a variance to zoning code section 1145.17 to allow the construction of a fence at a height of 6 feet in the side yard, whereas the maximum height is 4 feet is permitted. We have staff's comments. Is there
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
wish to add?
Only that on this slide, on the left is zoning, 2-family residential on the right-hand side of this slide, which for the audience is on either side of the room as well, for your convenience. This, on Pearl Street, this is a photo from the street. If we zoom in here on the right, we see the fence, which the property owner is aiming to replace. Originally, our documents show that it was constructed at a 6 feet height, technically before the garage, making it allowable in the late 90s. This is a site plan reflecting the applicant's request. This situation it's all one structure. It almost looks like 2 in some situations, but it is one, and therefore the portion to the south of what is the garage is considered the side yard, and therefore this variance was required. Staff analysis, this would provide a relief of 2 feet from the 4-foot requirement. The proposed fence would conform with and improve the existing character of the area because it would replace the existing fence, which structural integrity has degraded over time, as any fence will. And all other zoning code requirements would be met by this proposed fencing. Therefore, staff recommends approval with the following condition. All applicable permits are obtained through the building department, engineering department, and any other applicable agency prior to construction. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there any in the audience who wish to speak in favor of this request? If so, please come to the microphone. Your name?
Michael Starr.
Okay, and you're at 518 Pearl Street?
Yes.
Okay.
We're trying to better our property by replacing the the current fence.
Okay. Are you putting it back wood, or is it something different?
It'll be that interlock plastic with the aluminum uprights, so it shouldn't rot again.
Okay. Anything else?
That's all I have right now.
Okay. I'm assuming that you're here for something different?
Yes.
Okay. Well, there's no one here then to speak against this request, is what I'm trying to get at. So if there are any questions, we have board of Mr. Ostheimer?
And it currently is 6 feet, the one you're replacing.
Yes.
Okay.
If there's no other questions, a motion is in order.
I'll make a motion to accept as read.
Second?
We have a motion to accept it as read and a second. If there's no questions, if you call the roll.
Greg Peugeot,
Yes.
John Fike,
Yes.
Dan Delahunt.
Yes.
Variance is approved. You'll need to get your building permit from the building department. If you got any questions, you can call Adam at the planning department.
Okay.
All right?
All right.
I'll
Great,
reach
thank you.
out this week.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, Mike. You don't have to stay for the rest.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can stay, but leaving, you won't hurt our feelings.
I started work at 3:30 this morning.
Oh, go home.
You're ready to go home.
Better go.
Home.
Good night.
All right, the next item is 207 West Washington Road. It's an application submitted by Corcoran Hospitality Group. If I said that wrong, I apologize. On behalf of Korobkin?
Karobkin.
Korobkin?
Yes.
Thank you. For property that they own at 207 West Washington Road for a zoning, a variance to the zoning code 1133.14 that allow the construction of a fence at a height of 8 feet in the rear yard, whereas a maximum height of 6 feet is permitted. We have staff's comments. Is there anything additional you wish to add?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is the property at an area view on the right and on the left-hand side zoning, DBD, downtown business district, surrounded by properties zoned the same. This is the front elevation from West Washington Row on the left-hand side. You see it's the former First Federal Savings Bank of Lorraine building. And then this is the northern elevation, but from the rear parking lot. This is the proposed area to be fenced on the right-hand side. On the top of this slide, we have the proposed site plan with the top being north. You see it's about 44 feet, 8 inches from west to east, and then north to south, it's approximately 16 feet of fencing. And on the bottom is a rendering, excuse me, and you see there is also a waste management element being proposed here, which itself will have screening from the interior of the site. Again, code requires a maximum of 6 feet, whereas the applicant is requesting 8. Which would provide a relief of 2 feet, and staff believes this proposed fence would conform with and improve the existing character of the private alley as it would be screening from adjacent properties. Also to note is that the Landmarks Commission granted a certificate of appropriateness for this fence on 4/16/2025. One of the conditions was that they received a variance, and if not, that it would of course be 6 feet as they're entitled to apply for. All other zoning code requirements would be met. Therefore, staff recommendation is approval with the following condition. All applicable permits are obtained through the building department, engineering department, and any other applicable agency prior to construction. Thank you.
Thank you. Would you like to come and speak to us, please?
Hello, I'm Lori Korobkin. Korobkin Hospitality Group is a partnership between myself and my daughter, Katie Korobkin. And we are developing the site, the building, for a cafe and market and an event venue that will be open April of next year. And this is just one part of the process. So we certainly will have, trash bins and want those to be want our customers, because we're going to be having an outdoor patio, we're taking over the driveway of the former bank where the teller area was, and that will be an outdoor patio with doors from the interior where people will be able to come in, purchase salad, sandwich, soup, what have you, walk through the double doors and out onto the patio. And we wanted to make sure that the view that they had, certainly the view in the front is magnificent because we're right there on the garden area, and that the view in the back where they might be parking was pleasant as well. And that's why I'd like to add the flowers will be. We have a wonderful proposal for the outdoor patio area that will be landscaped and planted as well.
Great.
Yeah, it's great.
Any questions from the board?
On the whole fence on the back, so are we looking at the end of where it's going to be, so there's going to be an area that has no fence at all, or does not?
Right now,
encompass the
there's
entire-
nothing. If you take that view away, well, you saw the slide before that Adam showed you. I mean, it's sort of a hot mess.
Right.
In addition to, if you look at that white car, behind that white car right now is the dumpster for, I believe, maybe the crowbar, which is fairly unkempt. So, I mean, we want to protect our neighbors from whatever we're going to have in terms of garbage, and we also want to protect us from their garbage. So,
But is the fence, is that along your entire rear?
no. This is
It's
just a
just
small
part there. Yeah,
portion.
right, right.
There is, gee,
It's a
I have no
ledge.
idea, at least 120. I mean, our property
Yeah,
goes
let-
all the way to the
let 'em
county
run there.
building.
Yeah.
One of the things that we are interested in talking to somebody about is the gentleman that owns the Rieger building, owns that parking area on Market that is just behind us, and we're approaching him about some steps that would make it easier for people downtown to access, because we will have an entrance in the back as well as, the front of the building. So
With
that's,
your little patio on the outside, are you going to, can you use that alleyway, leaving your area there? Are you able to access that, or are you just going to keep that third lane open?
we're working on that. We're working on that. I have John Frankel and Sally Crow and Ed Hartung on that.
Trying to figure out who owns it.
Well, who owns it? This process has been amazing. The survey came back, and there are 20-odd easements that run through the building, that were never vacated. I'm not sure if it's necessary to vacate those. I had originally contacted Steve Boone, who is the CEO of it's a not-for-profit that owns the Rieger building. Lovely gentleman, and he owns, I don't know, maybe 400 different establishments like the Rieger building across the country. And he said no problem with him, but now I come to find out that John thinks it's Jim Hart's property. So and I've spoken to Jim, and, so, yeah, we're going to work it out. I think the patio is essential to our vision. I think it will add so much. So, I think, if Katie, who's 52% partner in this little endeavor, would have her say, she would give up on the parking in the back to make sure that we had the outdoor seating area to the west. So, but yeah, it's very exciting, and Adam has been involved in a lot of what we're up to. So is Aaron, and we look forward to bringing this to the public in April of '26. It'll be
Thank you for
Cafe
investing
Washington
downtown.
and Market.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any questions, Craig?
You just want to ask if anybody wants to speak against it? I think it's fairly
I
obvious.
better ask that. Is there anyone here who wishes to speak against this request? You're
That's-
good with it?
I think it's great.
They're good, okay. If there's no other questions from the board, and the motion is in order.
I'd make a motion to approve the variance, subject to the conditions mentioned previously.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions on the motion? Please call the roll.
Dan Delahunt,
Yes.
John Fike,
Yes,
Greg Pujol.
Yes.
variance is approved.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
The next item is 1802 West Monroe Street, an application submitted by Joseph and Irene Richardson for property they own at 1802 West Monroe for a variance to zoning code section 1145.17 to allow the construction of a fence at a height of 6 feet in the side yard, whereas the maximum height of 4 feet is permitted. We have the staff's recommendations. Or anything else?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This property is zoned residential business. There's an existing dwelling on it and existing fencing. This is the fencing section in question that triggered the need for a variance. The good news is what is proposed will also be in line with the building wall of the dwelling as opposed to shifting it up to the porch, which staff believes will keep it in line with the existing character. The only reason they are here is, again, because that section is proposed to be 6 feet. And as you see on the right-hand side of this screen, that white bolded line is the entire fencing project, the update project, which will have all 6 feet fencing, opaque, meaning not transparent. Believe the material, it might be white vinyl. A staff analysis, this would provide a relief of 2 feet from the 4-foot requirement. The proposed fence would be aligned with the existing character of the area because the previous fencing was also aligned with the main building wall of the house as opposed to the porch. This respects and maintains the visual definition of the porch projection while adding privacy for the owner and neighbors. Furthermore, this is not on the side street portion of this corner lot, which is a preferable site design. All their zoning code requirements would be met by this proposed fencing. Therefore, staff recommends approval with the following condition. All applicable permits are obtained through the building department, engineering department, and any other applicable agency prior to construction. Thank you.
Okay, let's see, is there anyone in the audience who wishes to speak in favor of this request? I see blank faces, so that must be no.
Mr. Chairman, if I could add, the applicant for this, I believe he did plan to be here, Joseph Richardson. He and presumably his wife, they reside in Colorado, and this is one of their properties that they manage. So he did let me know in advance that 99% was not going to be here. I got an email about half an hour ago saying he was coming. I was surprised.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all.
Okay. Any questions of the staff? You got it.
So Adam, this is just a rental?
Yes, and I vetted that preliminarily with him. You know, I try to ask questions, get an understanding of why. He wants to apply for transient rental permit that, as I understand, that is permitted in the residential business district. So,
Get another one.
Get me started.
So on this picture right here that we have up, are we just talking about in the front of the home there, running parallel to right behind the porch? Or is it
yes.
that rectangle that you were talking, is he
It's
fencing
just
it?
It's just that
the one.
section. Yep.
Yep, everything else is okay. There's no other questions? A motion is in order?
Yeah, I'll make a motion that we accept as presented with all the staff requirements.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions on the motion? None? If you'd call the roll?
John Fike,
Yes.
Greg Pujol,
Yes.
Dan Delahunt.
Yes.
That motion is approved. And unfortunately, our fourth person isn't here yet.
Okay.
and I've texted him and I've not gotten an answer, so well, we haven't untabled it yet, so it would remain on the agenda until,
Who's coming, Billy or, like, is Billy supposed to be here?
yeah, until our next meeting, which is what, Thursday?
Thursday, May 15th.
May 15th. So,
Looks really nice so far.
if there's no other business, our next meeting is May 15th.
Yep.
No
Yes.
questions, motion to adjourn is in order,
So moved.
and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
We are adjourned. Sorry.
That's okay. It's no problem.
Getting to know your way around the city